Hi everyone, Amy Riehlman here, and I am just sharing a video on what I do on a day-to-day basis with my Beachbody business. I know I've shared a million of these videos, but I thought I would make a quick one. Just now that I'm full-time, I can share with you what I do every day. Honestly, it hasn't changed too much from when I wasn't doing this full-time, because I still work my business about 25 to 35 hours a week max, more like 30. So I am spending a little bit more time, but on the things I'm spending my time on doesn't necessarily newer coaches or coaches who aren't full-time don't have to do. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I kind of wrote it out. Obviously, every day is not exactly the same, but this is kind of my ideal day. So I wake up at 8. So, I mean, I could start my day earlier, but I am just trying not to wake up to an alarm. From 8 to 8:30, I've been reading personal development in bed. And then from 8:30 to 8:45, I check my Instagram activity message. So that little the second one over on the right hand side, so I can just see what people are commenting on my photos, or if they've responded back to things I've said on theirs, or new follows and stuff. So I'm checking that, and I'm responding back to questions or things people are messaging me there. And then I also go to my page on Instagram and I hit followers, and I am messaging anyone who's a new follow. And you can the ones at the top are your newer ones. So if I, go through, I just make sure I remember okay, Josie Smith, that was the last one I had. So then tomorrow when I do them, I just scroll down to Josie Smith, and then I message all of those people. And you do have to switch up a little bit what you say, because Instagram is not going to let you duplicate the exact same thing. So I have to change up my wording a little bit if I have more than 3 new followers. So I was doing private messages, but it was taking too long, and a lot of people don't see them. I personally wasn't seeing people when they would message me on the private message, so I'm just commenting on their most recent photo and saying thanks for the follow, very kind of you. If you are interested in any of my fitness challenges or joining my team, shoot me a friend request on Facebook. My link is in my bio. And obviously I'm looking at their profile to make sure that they're not a rap consultant, or they're another Beachbody coach following me. So I'm just quickly looking and making sure that they're not any of those. And also, if I really like their page, I'm going to follow them back, and I'll add that in there. Thanks for the follow, I just followed you back. 8:45, I'm taking my E&E and getting my workout clothes on to do my workout. And while I'm waiting for the E&E to kick in, I'm doing 10 531 invites. So if you don't know what 531 invites are, go to my YouTube channel, just type in Amy Riehlman, and there is an Instagram tips video, and I talk all about how I do 531 invites. But basically, I am searching hashtags, commenting on 5, or liking 5 of one person's photos, commenting on 3, and it can be commenting on 3 that I already, of the 5 I liked, and then that should gain you 1 new follower. Obviously, not everyone is going to follow you back, but yeah. And then from 9 to 10, I'm doing my workout, 10 to 10:30, showering, drinking Shakeology, and post on social media. So I try and make it pretty consistent that I usually post once a day. Maybe a couple times a day I post twice on Instagram or Facebook. But usually I try and do 1. And if I post twice, then my second post is usually around 5:30 or 6, depending on what I need to post, which I'll get into. And for social media, I mean, if you're struggling with what to post and everything, definitely check out YouTube. I've gotten a lot of my ideas on just quality Instagram posts for Beachbody and stuff. Shalene Johnson has awesome stuff. I just look, and I always try and ask a question or have some sort of message with it. And then from 10:30 to 11, I'm posting in all my 21-day fix challenge groups, and I organize mine, which I think my sister's YouTube channel shows you exactly how to organize, but I'll just show you quickly. You can add groups to your favorite. So if I want, the Boom Fam to be in my favorite, I can just put the little 00 or triple dot things and hit, mine's already added to my favorites, but it would say add to favorites. And then it'll just pop up on these top ones. And you can rearrange them. So if you hover on the side and hit that little thing, you can rearrange or remove if you don't need to be in the group anymore. I try and remove myself from groups that I really don't use that often so that I, keep it as organized as possible. But so my first thing is to go into my challenge group. So, I do all the posting in them mostly. So I just go into each one of these groups. And then I just have I created my own document that has all the stuff I use, like the 21-day fix script, my postings for the challenge groups, my, everything. And I just put it into one document because I found myself like going to a million documents. So I did that, but obviously if you're a newer coach, you might want to keep the originals because we do edit them sometimes. But anyway, so I just go in here and I copy and paste the things that I need to post into each group. I know I'm going kind of fast, but you can always pause and, write down what you need to. And then I always have this contact list and I know like who's in each challenge group. So when I go to post in that challenge group, I copy all of their names and then I'm going into that group. And then when I do, I go to that day's posting and I will tag them in the post. And I usually try and do that every day. Oops. So yeah, then I just know everyone who's in there. And I also jot down everyone who's ordered a challenge pack and the date that they ordered. And then if I've talked to them about coaching yet. So yes, not yet though. So that I can, make sure I'm making sure that you're canceled, get it on the cheaper price and whatnot. So I like to keep that organized. And then back to my list. Where did that document go? Oh, right here. Okay. So check in the 21-day fix group and personally message my challengers. So I personally will message them every day. Not every day. I personally don't, but I know that some people do. Depending on the person, I'll check in daily, but some people don't want that. So I usually ask them before starting the challenge, like how often they want me to be in contact with them. From 11 to 11:30, I'm responding to all the messages in my inbox. I'm really good about responding to messages a couple times, twice a day usually, if not a little bit more in between doing some things. So mine are pretty easy to get through unless I've done follow-ups and they kind of can get a lot. But all I do is just hit the more and then unread, and then I start from the bottom and work my way up. And depending on how many I have, it might take half hour or maybe a little bit more. But and then on Mondays at 11 to 11:30 is the national wake-up call. So sometimes things get a little shifted. I try to not be doing other things while listening to the national wake-up call. 11:30 to 12, check into my training groups and read the coach responses and respond. So that's during when we have Coach Basics, Emerald Group, and everything. So again, that's the next groups on my list. I have them in order of what I want to go into. So I'll go into Coach Basics, and I like to respond myself and then message regarding like the day before. So like, for Coach Basics yesterday, Sarah commented hers, so I just respond back to Sarah. And then if anyone hasn't, I tag them. And again, in my contact list, just to keep myself organized, I have different tabs, but like I have coaches, a tab for coach. So that was challenge packing groups. And then I have a tab for coaches. So I know who's in each group. So when I go into Coach Basics, I'm just checking to see if all of them have posted. If it's been a couple of days, then I can reach out to them privately. Did I say that I post on? Oh yeah, I already said that. Okay. And then check into training groups. Read coach responses. And okay, so I did that. And then 12 to 12:30, happy birthday and interest groups. So that's pretty simple. I just go to the events tab. And this doesn't even take a half hour. I just allow myself a little bit of time, I guess. And I just hit see all and I say happy birthday on anyone's wall that was their birthday today. Oh, I must have missed this person, but there was other ones for sure. So I just do that just to kind of connect. And then I have interest groups. If you don't know how to set up interest groups on Facebook, definitely go to YouTube and just type in how to create interest groups. They're like mini news feeds for specific people. So I actually have a mini news feed for all of my gold chip coaches. So I can just quickly go in here and it's a news feed of all the coaches in my downline that are emerald and above. And then I have a group that's like, I know these people that, you know, I want them to be on my team and I personally know them. These are, it doesn't need to say June, but these are just people who are not emerald yet that are my personally sponsored coaches. And I check in, see what they're posting every day. And then I have one that of people I want on my team. And so anytime I like have someone I want on my team, I just will add them to these groups. So I check my interest groups every day. Comment and like as needed. And then something I missed in here, which I would need to squeeze in, is checking in all groups. And I usually do this twice a day. So I'll check in all the groups, and I'll usually do that again at night. But then I have all my groups listed in order again. So I already, you know, I have, if I'm running a sneak peek group, I have that in there, different things. And then like these are all the free groups of my free group, and then my personally sponsored coaches and my downline, their free groups. So whatever I posted on my social media for that day, I try and post in the free groups and tailor it to, you know, that group. So if I'm talking about like join my team as a coach, like I'm not going to say that in the free group, join my team. I'm going to say like contact your coach if you're interested in joining or whatever. So I try and post in there. And then I try and get into these other groups. Like this is the 5-star and above group. This is the 2-star group. Our Team Boom Diamond. The Boom Fam is emeralds and above. And then my own personal coach group, I try and to go into that. And then just some other things like Summit and Retreat. I don't check those every single day, and then this one is just my like page. So I try, and I'm not as great, but I try and post whatever I posted on Instagram and Facebook onto my like page as well. And then 12:30 to 1:30 usually have lunch, and I'll do 20 invites of the 531 on Instagram. 1:30 to 2, I'm accepting friend requests, and I'm sending out 10 Facebook friend requests. So definitely check out my YouTube video on how I like find suggested friends. But I accept my friend requests that I get if, you know, they're people I want. And then these are ones that have accepted my friend request that I sent out. And I have a video on how to find like-minded people on Facebook by friend requesting them. So definitely check out my video I made on that. But those are all those people. So then I just check that daily and go in and message anyone who accepted my friend request. And that's, again, that video is on my YouTube channel. 2 to 2:30, I check my sponsorship drill down and my volume for the day, and message anyone who's projected to go inactive if I have not done so yet. But I try to do this every Friday and Monday. So I check it and see the names and stuff, and then follow back up on Monday. And then definitely by Wednesday, I'm making sure that everyone is active that should be. And if you're an Emerald coach and above, you should be checking your sponsorship drill down at least a couple times a week. I check mine daily. And if you don't know how to do that, again, you could just go to YouTube and type in sponsorship drill down Beachbody, and there will probably be tons of videos on it. 2:30 to 3, message everyone who likes my post from the day before. So I'll just, go to my Facebook, and I like to have 2 tabs open so I can see the most recent conversation with them. So say this was the next day, I could just hover over, and only if it relates to something that I would be inviting them to. I don't know. I mean, you can say it to anyone, I guess. Thanks for liking my post. But usually if it's about a free fitness group or whatever, then I would say thanks for liking my post about my free 5-day clean eating. Are you interested or whatnot? So I'll do that. And then again, the reason I have 2 tabs open for that is because when I hover over someone's name, obviously not my mom, but if I hit message, it just brings up this big one. So I can't see what our most recent conversation is. And once you start getting more and more people that you're talking to, you kind of lose track of what the last thing was said. So I like to have 2 tabs open so that I can go to the message and see what our last conversation was. So even if I don't have it in my message inbox, I X out of them, it brings back the conversation I've had with them. Okay. Where did that thing go? Sorry, I'm going kind of fast. And then from 3 to 4 follow-ups, but I only do the follow-ups on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Otherwise, this is free time. And if it's on a Monday, then I'm checking my orders on Beachbody, and I'm sending out emails to my free customer leads, and that's only for Emeralds and above if you are if you made Success Club 5 or higher the month before. So if you are an Emerald making Success Club 5 or higher the month before and you don't know how to check your free customer leads, definitely reach out to your coach. I also have video on my YouTube channel about that as well. And then if I am doing follow-ups, then I'm usually going to get messages back. So I spend that time responding to the messages that they come in, 4:30 to 5, doing 10 531 invites. And then usually 5 to 9 is just free for me. Unless it's a Wednesday, then 7:30 to 9 is when I'm doing team calls. And then usually 9 to 9:30, I'm doing 10 more invites, and then I'm reading in bed. So all in together, and I just made a note of this, like usually not everything takes a half hour on here. And then obviously there are some days where like I'm not going to do as many invites because I'm spending time making this video or other things like that, or I'm getting on new coach calls or whatever. So not every single day is the exact same, but this is a day that's typical for me. And then, so this usually, even though it might look like it's longer, it really takes me about 5 hours to get through all of this. Maybe a tiny bit more, if, pretty much 5 hours, even with the follow-ups. So, and if I'm not doing follow-ups, I'm usually doing something else during then. So usually 5 hours. And then usually on Wednesdays is longer, and Mondays because I like to get on the new coach calls. But that's kind of real. I mean, even the team calls like relaxing to me, as long as I'm not the one talking. So yeah, I try and do that on Mondays and Wednesdays. Otherwise, Tuesdays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I try not to have any calls at night. Obviously, if I have new coaches and stuff, I will make that work, but I try and do them either on Monday or Wednesday nights. And then just some other daily posting ideas. Like I said before, I try and post at 10 or 10:30 every morning. Sunday or Monday usually has something to do with coaching, what it's done for me. Tuesdays, I try and do a Team Boom transformation, not every Tuesday, but that's kind of my goal. And then I like to have Shakeology. So every week I like to post something about what coaching has done for me. A transformation with a Beachbody program and Shakeology. And I try and do them as creative possible and never post Beachbody ads, always me or our Team Boom coaches. So I try and do that. And then I also have some other things that I do every month. And I just made this little Google calendar to make it to kind of show it easier. But like the first 2 weeks of every month is always the Coach Basics Path to Emerald and Shooting to Diamond. So I just have that marked in the calendar, and that's a recurring thing. Oops, I didn't add it on the other ones, but that I can, well, actually I can't because it's on the exact same day, but like the National Wake Up Call is always on Monday. So I have that on there. I remind coaches of the training. So yeah, so training started. Oh, this is messed up. These are the next 2 weeks. No, that's right. Sorry. But just reminding them that coach is starting that week. And I like to do it the week before as well. And then every month, I like to run a 5-day clean eating group and a coach sneak peek. And I like to post the Wednesday before about my 5-day clean eating group and the day before the group starts. So on Wednesdays and Sundays, like on Sunday, that might be my only post for the day, but on Wednesday, that's probably my second post for the day. Otherwise, I'm only posting once a day, but everyone's different. So I'll post that, and same with the sneak peek. Like I'm going to post the sneak peek the Wednesday before it would start on a Monday, and also the Sunday before it actually starts. And the National Wake Up Call every Monday, and the team call every Wednesday. And then I just have some goals for myself that I like to hit Success Club 10 by the 14th and Success Club 20 by the end of the month. Sorry that was so much, but hopefully that was helpful for you all. Bye.